live now, so it should be working.
Okay.
But the video is facing that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what I'm gonna do?
There we go. Right. All right, so I can erase this.
Yeah, you can erase.
I love dry erase this. All right. I want y'all to leave here and be like, if he can do this, we're gonna make $100 million. All right. So tell me a little bit about you. What do you do?
We own we're a company, small business. So we do I do business consulting. So
Okay.
they're high performance.
Okay.
And it mainly is project management.
Okay.
So I came out of the software development industry.
Yeah.
Working as a project manager.
Okay.
And then what we started doing was helping not only companies, individuals with their goals, set their vision, their values, their goals, where they want to go, all that stuff. But then our clients begin to ask us, well, now that we have all this stuff, our marketing doesn't match what all the, so
Right.
can you do this, can you do that?
Yeah.
We're like, yeah, we can do
Exactly,
it.
exactly.
So we started growing, and then Bryan has been doing videos since he was like 9. He loves videos. So we're like, why don't we leverage that?
Dream team.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
we started doing that.
Yeah.
And, so our company's called Vision Kitchen.
Oh,
And
wow.
mainly our idea was, okay, so you have your vision,
Right.
I have the kitchen, let's cook it together.
Oh,
So that was
wow.
the main thing. But then now Bryan's running all our media,
Right.
and Diego and I, we've been friends for a long time.
Okay.
So he's a videographer, and he got his own media company. So now we're teaming up and doing some stuff together. Yeah. So.
Well, I've already been doing some research down here, and we got
What colors you want?
we can do
blue, red.
black and blue is good. Green, I guess. Green may be kind of light.
I mean, I got the green might be like. I got red. I got purple.
Purple. Yeah, purple is good. Always good.
And we're trying to make
They
some
should
money
stick
so we
to
can
that.
go visit Mauricio in Thailand.
Oh yeah, we're not gonna try to make money no more though. We're gonna make some money.
we ain't
I like
trying.
that. And so,
Yeah, look, if we're gonna be started, let's close this door.
and we ain't got nobody else coming.
That's cool. It's not, I mean,
Yeah.
I ran this lady off because I was probably too loud. They used to be right there, but.
So I want to kind of give y'all like a synopsis of what we're going to be covering over the week. Mainly what we start with is vision. Like you said, we're in the Vision Kitchen, but I'm huge on mental mindset development. So once we have a clear-cut vision of where we're going, what we want to do, we break that down as what it looks like for this particular business, and then we implement it and execute it. We put the little systems in place, and then we turn on the machine and the water flow, turn on the faucet so we can get deals every day. The main thing is to also, we're going to talk about fuel. I know I'm a big guy, but when I'm in focus mode, it's all about proper fueling. So I don't eat certain types of foods while I'm working. I eat foods that are going to fuel my brain so that I can have a hyper focus. So I'm going to go over a couple things that I have and that I recommend that you do when you're in work mode. That way, after you eat lunch, you come back, everybody's kind of groggy. What we do is we turn on the gas. We fuel up again, put some plant blood in our body, and fuel up. So I'm going to show you all those things too. That way, you can rest or drink or kick it when you get home. All right. So, but the first thing I want to start off with today is about vision. So I believe in that there's a higher power. So I don't want to get into religion or anything, but I believe in a high power. My personal preference is Christ. I believe in Jesus Christ. So, but what I also believe in is that He's all given us a God-given ability to literally think, speak, and create anything that we want to. He's given us that power to co-create in the same world. And the way that we do that is by having mental vision. We create here. Once we see it and define the end, as I always talk about scripture. Y'all may hear me curse a little bit, so I'm not a pastor or anything, okay? But my mom did embed the Bible in my spirit, okay? So, but it talks about writing the vision and make it plain. So I was talking to Langston last night, and I know everybody is, Langston's the common denominator why everybody is here. And so I was telling him that once the vision is plain and clear, then once everybody knows what we're working towards, no matter what the percentages is, etc., but once everybody knows what we're working towards, you know how to get the number that you need to get from the original goal. So the first thing I want to write out is, what is the 2018 goal?
Wow.
What is that? What does that look like? I do want gross profits, but I want take home, like net take home for the company. That way you guys can decide on what what the commissions is and experiences, etc. But what's the gross take home net profits for the company?
So we had written down at the beginning of the year, we said 400,000.
Okay.
After we talked with you last night, we went and thought about it, and we broke things down kind of in that way you said, dividing it to a daily goal. And we realized that if we just had a daily goal of $3,500 a day, we could hit $1 million for every shit.
That's it.
So our new goal, and I didn't even tell you guys, our new goal is $1 million by December 31st.
I'm gonna just say 1.2 mil. That comes out to about 100 grand a month. 1.2 million dollars is the annual goal, and that's take home. So we'll adjust the numbers, but that's the annual goal. So the annual goal, the first thing is, so when I decide whatever my annual goal is, or my daily goal is, my quarterly goal, how I define the end. So what me and my team do is we define what the end looks like. The end looks like us celebrating at a Christmas party, the end of this goal. Us celebrating at a Christmas party. And when you visualize, the key to visualization, like I said, what Scripture says, Jesus said, whatsoever you desire when you pray, believe you have received it. So when you all visualize, I'm going to teach you a technique and a method that me and my team do. When I first started doing this with wholesaling, I set out for a $4 million goal within a 12-month time frame. So I took my team, we started visualizing, and before I know it, we was in it, and we had already surpassed the $4 million because we believed the goal so much. So here's the thing. So in the morning time, wherever you are, you guys need to set, this is what I do want you to write down. For vision, I want you to set a specific time. No matter where each of you are, it's called you forming a mastermind. That's where it's going to be one brain when you all are operating in sync together on one single thought. So each one of us, we're very powerful when it comes to being a magnet. But when we all are on the same accord, where 2 or 3 or more gather together, and from, you remember that verse? I don't know the detail, but you create one single focused thought. And it's like a magnet that's drawing everything to you to get that to make it happen. So you guys can pick a time that's good for you. We usually do at about 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. No, 12 o'clock Central Standard Time. And so my team, some of them are here in Florida. They're on 1 p.m. Central Eastern Time. Right. So you guys pick a time that's convenient for you. And what we do, no matter where we are, we're in Messenger. And so what we first did, we're going to help you do this. We're going to define the vision. So what the vision looks like is, let's just say for Christmas, you want to give out bonuses, etc. And so what you want to talk about in the Christmas is you guys want to make sure that you're excited, you're emotionally involved in the vision, and I'm going to tell you the times to do this as well. And you want to be celebrating, yeah, we did it, y'all, you know, high-fiving each other, etc., hugging each other. Man, we want to give out a bonus, and then I want you guys to talk about, like, I remember the day that we decided to make $1 million. Right. You know, I remember the day that we decided, we were sitting there and we started visualizing, we made this happen, and you really get your emotional involvement in your vision. The times to do this together is whenever you pick, like I said, we pick noon, but you want to do it before you wake up in the morning, like fully. You know how when you're laying in the bed for a few minutes before you kind of get the day started? I want this to be the first vision that you call to the front of your mind, okay? So, of course, you thank, you know, your creator for waking you up and making you alive, but I want you to make this the first vision that everybody's celebrating on the same accord, and then you may see the order. You guys smoking your favorite cigar, drinking your favorite champagne. I want you to taste the champagne that you're drinking, or the wine, or the vodka, or whatever it is. I want you to see the hors d'oeuvres, chew the cheese, right? Laugh while you're chewing it. I want you to taste, touch, smell, include all of your multi-sensories. This is very important, so that when you do this, it's going to literally make it vividly real. And the second time that you do it is the last thought on your brain. Don't go to sleep with TV on. Even if you don't do my mind exercises where you go all in and turn off radio and TV, even if you don't go that extreme, if you do it at these times, you're going to manifest this, okay? So we're going to also want to do some quarterly visions and some monthly end visions, and we'll get into that later. So the other thing is at night. So the last thought on your mind before, you know how like you're playing on your phone, you're like, all right, I'm about to go to sleep. That last thought, put the phone away, and then call this exact vision to your mind. Okay? So at 12 o'clock noon, your time, you guys are going to do it wherever you are. You guys are going to stop whatever you're doing, and you're going to go do it for 3 to 5 minutes. You're going to commit to 3 to 5 minutes every single day until you're walking in what you're creating in your mind. I promise you, it's like magic. When you all
Saturdays and Sundays too?
Saturdays and Sundays, every day. There's no days off from visualizing, because you think, everything that you think becomes flesh, whether you know it or not. It's like, if you think sporadic thoughts, you're going to get sporadic results in your life. Wow. If you think definite thoughts, you're going to walk into definite thoughts. Now, what you also got to do is when you visualize like this, you got to also start noticing opportunity. you got to notice that money is going to start coming from you through opportunities. Money is ideas. That's all it is. So you got to notice where the problem is, like he just did with Vision Kitchen. He created it one way, and then they asked him, could he solve this solution? And that's money stream. So you're going to see a plethora. We're going to go over, I know we don't have a projector, but we're going to go over like a blueprint to a system model, overall look of what you're going to. All right? So now what we want to do is when you visualize, they say when you visualize, you materialize. So now you go and you go into like super feeling. So the key to visualizing is this. Have any one of you ever received a random nice size amount of money? Whatever that is to you, whatever nice size is. Yep. Like a random. And so what I want you to do, this is how you feel. It's not just thinking of the vision. It's connecting with the feeling. Here's the thing that you have to do. The thought plus the emotion has to tie together. If you're just thinking thoughts, they have a weak magnetic signal, and all of us are magnets, believe it or not. And so when you think a thought and you mix it with an emotion, that's the magnetic pull. So the thought is the tool. It's the little U-shaped thing, right? The thought is the tool. Okay. But the magnet that pulls it in is your emotion for it. And so I want you to understand this. Anytime that you worry, if you see money problems in your own life, you are in an emotional creative mode. And you're creating what it is that you're worrying about. And it's delivered to you on the platter. Sure enough, it's going to show up. What I'm teaching you how to do is intentionally create. So have a vision, love it, tie into it, emotionalize it on purpose, and you'll walk into it the same way. So we want to make sure that we feel what we're thinking about. Okay? Feel it. Feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. So the reason why I asked, have you ever had a random amount of money before, is because what you got to do is identify with something you're familiar with. So now, okay, I catch the feeling. So you're catching the feeling. I know we got guys in here, so it's almost like when you're stroking. You're trying to catch the feeling. Bryan is a little young, but you're trying to catch the feeling. It's the same thing, all right? So you're trying to catch the feeling. You're trying to catch the feeling, and then when you finally catch it, you want to attach it to this new desire, this new thought, this new form of thinking, this new vision that you have. And when you attach this feeling that you're familiar with to this new one, it emotionalizes it and it pulls it to you. And every single day that you do that, it becomes funner and funner because you begin to feel it. Now, here's the thing. The how. As you visualize, I want you to understand, unlike contrary to popular belief, school and everything else, you will not know the how up front. Don't even limit the how. I don't want you to limit it to say, I made $1.2 million from wholesaling. I just want you to visualize being excited about it, visualize the end. What's going to happen is the how is going to present itself. We've chosen wholesaling as the medium. But like what happens with Vision Kitchen, other streams are going to open up, and I want you to be open to them, okay? But the how is going to present itself, the plan and the details of the plan, all of it's going to come as long as you hold on to the vision, okay? That's number one.
Bryan, a quick question. So what you're saying is, first, just for me to understand, if you have, because every one of us has a why. What's our purpose? So why am I doing this? If we have our why and we're visualizing that, the how, it's going to come.
It's going to come. Okay. It's going to come. It doesn't matter what you want, whatever it is that you want. It can be definite. As long as you do that, the how is going to present itself. So, the other thing is, and we can do this with a lot of other things like, physical, etc. But we're here for company vision, etc. But if there's no you, there's no company. If there's no individual you. So also visualize yourself. Use these techniques for your own personal gain. You don't want just the business success. You want family success. You want individual financial success as well as a company. And as you're vibrant, as you're happy, it's going to spill over too. So one thing I know a lot of people don't know, I was like 350 pounds. I was making $400,000 or $500,000 a month. But dang, if I don't live, to be around for it, it's like, oh my God. So I started eating better. There's a restaurant right down the street. When I was 350 pounds, I took a picture of myself at that restaurant, and I'm here now. And we went there last night. It was absolutely surreal to see that. But we want to make sure that we want the whole triple-double in our vision too. So see ourselves the way we want to be. Happy family, happy life, happy wife. The other thing, and I go on vision pretty hard, y'all, because it's like a big thing. So I know people are like, all right, get to the mechanics. But it's like literally almost like 99% of it. But the other thing in your vision, when you're visualizing, what I was going to say, the how, you're not going to know the how. And you got the $1.2 million. The fuel. Let's go to the fuel.
You proud? The few, the proud.
Yeah, the fuel.
Oh, okay.
So here's the thing: no matter what you choose, I'll just talk about it and I'll show it later. But no matter what you choose, in the morning time, make sure you dump pure green foods in your body. Green fruits, green vegetables, etc. I use high-powered superfood vegetables like chlorella and spirulina, Hawaiian spirulina, and I use this thing called chlorophyll or chlorooxygen. It's like plant blood. And what this does, you don't really notice it, and then the other thing I do is a tablespoon of coconut oil. Coconut oil has so many great benefits, and of course apple cider vinegar. Those things right there, you can put the coconut oil on your body, and I use magnesium spray. I'll tell you where I get all this stuff from, but mainly in a nutshell, what I'm doing is I'm fueling my body for the day. I want the fuel for my brain is the coconut oil. The apple cider vinegar keeps the hunger pains down. It does a lot of other things too, but it keeps the hunger pains down from that roaring, surging, animal inside of all of us. Like, ooh, I smell something, but it keeps the hunger pains down. That's one of the main benefits of it. And then, of course, the plants and the fruits, it fuels your body. It gives your body what you need. And what you're going to do is you want to try to put your body, as you're using extreme focus methods, is into an intermittent, y'all can write this down and look it up, intermittent fasting state. What an intermittent fasting state is making your body use the fat that's on it for fuel. And here's the thing about this. So you turn from a sugar burner to a fat burner. And so what happens is sugar, if you have to eat every 2 hours and you get hungry every 2 hours, you're definitely a sugar burner. That means you're going to have crashes. When you eat, you're going to go down, etc. And that's what happens when you come back after lunch. You get groggy and foggy-minded, etc. It's like the sugar burner. So what you want to do, sugar burns at 4 kcal energy. Just, boom. Fat burns at 9 kcal. So like off of a fat gram or whatever, you're able to last longer off of a certain amount of energy off one fat thing or whatever it is. And so now what you're doing is you're forcing your body to pull from what it already has in storage. And when you want to fuel up again, do some coconut oil or avocado, right? Foods that are high in fat, or some almonds, and do another vegetable pump. Now, when you're ready to eat, you can eat it, maybe 4 or 5 or 6, if you can last that long. But definitely eat after you've done your 2 or 3 hour pump of focus. Okay. Then eat after that when you feel like, all right, I'm about to wrap it up, guys, and then you can go eat. Try to wean yourself off of the major junk. I eat junk too, you know what I mean. But when I'm like in a zone focus for like a month or so, I go hard in on that intermittent fasting. Okay, but that fuels me the right way, and that's going to be everything on it, because when we implement the mechanics, it's going to be high energy. You're going to feel like you've done like 10 years worth of work in a week. Okay. You get what I'm saying? But it's mental brain focus, it's physical focus, but it's high level. But if you can keep that up for 30 days, you guys will run through $1 million. So
now you said something about a grain, a powder or something that you take in the morning?
Yeah, so I take this, I brought it, some of it. I look like what you call it, a mechanic, right?
Pharmacy.
Right. My own personal pharmacy. And I think most sicknesses is more so like preventive than anything if you fuel your body with the right thing. But this one right here, I want to show it with that one right there is like a superfood. It has chlorella in it and spirulina.
Superfood, that's what you call it.
Ashwagandha is another one.
Okay.
Uh-huh. This right here. It's really awesome. And then ashwagandha, and then this is chlorooxygen. So chlorophyll or chlorooxygen.
Yeah. Okay, you got this one? Yeah.
All right. And then, of course, the magnesium spray. They got several different kinds. I like to kind of get a more potent magnesium spray. What magnesium does is, I know I don't want to get into too much technical scientific stuff, but there are EMFs and electromagnetic fields that kind of cause brain fogginess too from your cell phone. And that's what that is things that you really can't see, these EMFs. And so what it does when you spray the magnesium on, most people in the world, I think it's like 98% of people in the world are magnesium deficient. And so when you go to get a magnesium checkup, it doesn't get detected that you're deficient, because what your cells do is they pull from other areas. They pull from joints. They pull from brain. They pull from all these different things. And so people that have migraines, aches, pains, all this stuff, if they start using magnesium right now, it takes about 6 months to fully replenish the cells. but you want to start with spraying about 10 to 20 sprays on you every day. Now it tingles and it itches a little bit initially on, but you'll get used to it. And as your body starts to get replenished, you'll start to feel more happy, more excited. You'll see the change over time more so than right away. You may see it right away, like if you have aches and pains, etc. But magnesium spray is like the key game changer for a lot of people, and I definitely recommend that. So that's the section on fuel. And I'm talking fast past the vision part, y'all, but because I like to talk about money too. All right. Now every day, what we want to do is, before we start, we want to have a day's goal. We want to meditate and visualize before we start the day. So as a team, before you start the day, no matter where you are, once we define what the roles are, what everybody's role is they're going to be playing, what we want to do is visualize a successful day. That's high-fiving at the end, talking about, man, we got 10 contracts signed, or man, we had some buyers come through for, buying this property. We're going to be closing in 7 days, or we just closed on the property, whatever the case may be. You want to visualize at the top of the day so that you can walk in through the day to that end result. And so when you define the definite, what you're doing on a daily basis, you need to visualize it in the morning. You have your long-term vision, right, for yourself, and you have your daily vision, and then you also going to have a monthly vision. But just like Habakkuk verse 2, it says, verse 2 and 2 says, you got to write the vision and make it plain. Once you do this, your world changes. If you don't know what you're doing in the day, God doesn't know what to give to you, right? You got to know. You got to know for Him to give it and deliver it. So, the next thing is now $1.2 million. So what does this look like? $1.2 million. So y'all can help me with a calculator. Let's divide that by 12 months. And that should come out to about $100,000 per month. All right. And let's divide $100,000 by 30 days. I think I know that number by heart. $3,333.
Yep.
Right? $3,333. Now, what does that look like? That looks like a person closing on a deal every single day, right? To most people. But when you understand what your vision is doing, what you're doing is you're breaking down what you need to have as far as activity, okay? So this is where I'm going to cut everybody off and stop it, guys. And I'll see you guys in the next video.